Hello, Alliance members. I'm Gene McCracken, Chair of the White River Military Coordination Alliance, and I'm pleased to present the first ever State of the Community briefing to Crane. In August 2019, Crane prepared a very informative State of the Installation briefing for the Alliance membership communities. It was wonderful to hear about projections for hundreds of new jobs in the next few years and the investments that are being made in the new and expanded missions at Crane. We have benefited greatly from having a better understanding of what's happening at the installation and are able to incorporate that information into our planning efforts and community discussions. In response, the 5 counties represented by the Alliance, Greene, Lawrence, Martin, Davies, and Sullivan, and the 9 incorporated cities and towns, Bedford, Bloomfield, Linton, Town of Crane, Logodi, Shoals, Washington, Odin, and City of Sullivan, have prepared a community briefing for Crane's leadership today to highlight changes that may impact the installation. When the Alliance began preparing for this address, we asked Crane about the information that was most important to them. Today, we will cover the topics requested by Crane's leadership, including how we can build and sustain long-term relationships, some of the win-win development and community advocacy opportunities that will create jobs, support the local economy, and increase resources and support for Crane employees. Opportunities for Crane to engage more actively in community events, and how Crane can get better connected with strategic community planning activities. We will also cover any changes within the Alliance membership communities that could impact the installation, such as changes to comprehensive plans, master plans, transportation plans, zoning, development projects, and capital improvement projects as outlined in the Alliance's bylaws. This State of the Community briefing represents a tremendous opportunity for collaboration across boundaries to improve awareness of local planning structures and resources, to bring together institutional knowledge to address items of mutual concern, and to create a forum for Crane and the community to share resources. We are grateful for this opportunity to collaborate more closely and help our region flourish. In order to build and sustain strong, long-term relationships, we will need to incorporate more Crane representation into our community organizations, commissions, and boards. Sustained, ongoing collaboration through these partnerships will ensure that Crane and the communities are working together and communicating on a regular basis. Several organizations currently include some form of Crane representation, but many communities would benefit from a more intentional Crane presence. In Davies County, North Davies School, Town of Odin, Elnora Town Board, and Ketchum Memorial all have Crane employees on their boards. And Crane employees also participate in church boards, Lions Club, and councils in Odin. In Greene County, Crane employees are active members of the Linton-Stockton Chamber of Commerce. In Lawrence, Crane is represented within the Lawrence County Economic Growth Council, Lawrence County Workforce Coalition, Boys and Girls Club of Lawrence County, Robotics Club, North Lawrence Career Center Strategic Planning, and Lawrence County Community Foundation. In Martin County, Crane employees are active on both school boards, the Martin County Community Foundation, the Robotics Club through STEM participation at schools in Shoals, and there are former Crane employees on the Comprehensive Plan Committee. Currently, Crane is not represented in any Sullivan community organizations. However, we are encouraged that we will see that change as we continue to share the opportunities for collaboration. I would like to recognize and applaud the efforts of the Alliance in the past year, which has laid a firm foundation for strong partnerships between Crane and community leaders. 4 of the 5 Alliance membership counties are included in the Indiana Uplands region, which has injected significant funding and resources into our schools, infrastructure, and community programs. ROI, the Regional Opportunity Initiative, has awarded over $4.6 million to Greene, Martin, Lawrence, and Davies counties in programs such as Ready Schools Initiative grants, Ready Communities implementation grants, STEM fellowship programs and educator boot camp, and pathways development, graduation and career coaching, after-school STEM grants, a fabrication lab pilot, a career center analysis grant, and all of our ROI counties receive grants to fund quality of place and workforce attraction plans. And now those counties have plans in place. In fact, just last month we learned that Greene County received additional quality of place grants for parks improvements in Linton and a precision machining program at White River Valley Schools. Lawrence County received grants to make improvements at the Boys and Girls Club and to establish the Avoca Fish Hatchery as Lawrence County's first public park, and Davies County received funds to help with construction costs for the Commons Downtown Plaza and Event Pavilion. Our regional economic development organization, Radius Indiana, is also bringing a new manufacturing workforce training and upskilling program to the region called Catapult. They're also launching collaborations with the 1150 Academy program this spring that will provide dedicated cybersecurity courses at Westgate, and also with an Ivy Tech cybersecurity program that will start in March at the Stonegate Center in Bedford. They also are supporting entrepreneurs and workforce development through its regional pitch competitions, is working to bring more co-working and maker spaces to the region through a Southwest Indiana Technology Collaboration Hub feasibility study, and is attracting newly discharged veterans to the region that meet Crane's workforce needs through a national digital veterans recruitment campaign. Each of the Indiana Uplands and Radius counties have benefited from a regional defense analysis performed as part of the ongoing Westgate Technology Park master planning process, a recently completed Indiana Uplands housing study that has identified strategies to make sure our region's housing market challenges are addressed, and a great deal of regional branding work, including the first region-wide tourism brand, Discover Southern Indiana, which is launching in early 2020. We've also had significant contributions in the region through the Southern Indiana Development Commission. SIDC and the Regional Planning Commission and Economic Development District covering the Crane counties has accomplished bringing in $630,000 in community and infrastructure planning since 2017. SIDC has assisted with communities receiving in over $5,750,000 in infrastructure improvements since 2017. Has received $2,506,000 in housing funding to keep over 100 homeowners in their homes by completing necessary rehabilitation to low-income and disabled residents, and has created over $12 million in private investment through a EPA Brownfield Assessment Program delivered for the SIDC region. At Westgate at Crane, the state-certified technology park just outside the gates of Crane has attracted more than $106 million in public and private investment. Additionally, with the arrival of Purdue at Westgate, 79 new startups have been incubated through Purdue's Fire Starter program. 65 students have attended Purdue Polytech courses in addition to the Purdue Cranfield Dual Masters program. And through their presence, we have seen significant technology research support, commercialization, and job creation throughout Southern Indiana. In our individual communities, which make up a rural 5-county region neighboring Crane and Lake Glendora test facility that represents a population of about 142,000, we are working hard to equip, attract, and retain a workforce that can fill Crane's job pipeline now and into the future. We are actively revitalizing our parks and downtowns, exploring affordable housing options to keep up with regional growth, and we are continuing to enhance already robust STEM programming in our school districts and at Westgate Academy. In fact, a significant portion of our current workforce is dedicated to advanced manufacturing and engineering, and we proudly represent one of the highest concentrations of STEM-related jobs in the country. In our schools, we're equipping young people to be entrepreneurs, engineers, scientists, and technicians to help support Crane's future workforce needs through programs such as an extensive JROTC program and a CEO program in Davies County that equips young people to be entrepreneurial thinkers and contribute to economic development and sustainable communities. Sullivan County is planning to launch a similar CEO program in 2021. Sullivan County schools have moved to a one-to-one learning model that gives every student the opportunity to take home age-appropriate technology like a laptop or iPad. At Sullivan High School, students can take coding classes, apprenticed at the new 5-Bay Auto Shop Vocational School, utilize a career resource center to get guidance and information on career and college resources, meet with Ivy Tech College Connections coaches, or take Ivy Tech classes that have statewide credit transfer. Martin County Schools in Logodi and Shoals, Lawrence County Schools in Mitchell, and Greene County's Bloomfield, White River Valley, and Linton-Stockton School Corporations have all received Ready Schools Initiative grants from ROI, which will support students in career goals that are aligned with the workforce opportunities in the region. Linton-Stockton has also recently upgraded its school buildings, parking, and athletic facilities. Workforce education is a special focus in Lawrence County with a robust high school equivalency program and strategic planning underway to grow the offerings at the Career and Technical Center, which prepares students for jobs with a hands-on approach to learning. Many of the communities feel that there's room for improvement to publicize co-op programs that would attract local youth to Crane jobs and would like to find better mechanisms for the community to partner on these programs. To make sure there's affordable housing in our communities, several initiatives are underway, including an emerging housing strategy in Daviess County and construction of 3 new subdivisions, 2 in Washington called Deerfield and Reflections, and a 3rd in Montgomery called Oakview Heights. Greene County, similarly, in the planning stages of creating more desirable housing in the community for Crane employees, and Sullivan is beginning its housing study after recently upgrading its park master plan to include options for selling portions to home builders. Sullivan would welcome input from Crane on the types of housing that are needed for employees. Several quality of life projects are in the works or have been recently completed, including an initiative to preserve the 60-plus mile CSX rail line from New Albany to Lawrence County and convert it into a trail, which is strongly supported by the Governor's Office, DNR, and Cook. New walking trails in the city of Bedford that connect to the Milwaukee Trailhead, and new multi-use trail projects in Greene, Daviess, and Sullivan counties, which include a $1.8 million trails project in Greene County that connects the city park to the hospital, expected to be completed by fall of 2022. A business 50 streetscape project in Daviess County to fully reconstruct a multi-use trail and add street trees, sidewalks, new gutters, and curbs. And Okra and NDOT grants in Sullivan that will create a Sullivan Greenway trail system that residents can use downtown and will connect to Lake Sullivan. Daviess County's Quality of Place and Workforce Attraction Plan also includes plans to establish a regional trail between Martin and Daviess counties, as well as implement the regional Milwaukee Trail between Lawrence, Martin, and Daviess counties. Greene County is in the process of completing various sidewalk projects to ensure walkable sidewalks throughout the community as part of a Safe Route to School grant from NDOT. And Daviess County was recently awarded a Ready Communities implementation grant from ROI to begin work on the commons of Daviess County. Martin County is ramping up tourism efforts to highlight attractions in the county, including a beautiful new website, visitmartincounty.org, and has plans for a digital advertising campaign this year. A very active beautification board in Shoals is working to address unattractive properties in the county, and a quality of place effort is in its beginning stages. Downtown revitalization efforts are transforming Washington, Sullivan, and the city of Bedford, which is wrapping up its largest quality of life project to date with revamped building facades and streetscapes and a new community event and music plaza. In our communities, a number of infrastructure projects are underway to maintain our roadways, bring fiber to new areas, and maintain our sanitation and water systems. A recent review of upcoming NDOT projects show us dozens of improvements coming to the region, from bridge repair and signage to new pavement and culvert replacement. In Martin County, they recently received a $670,000 community crossing grant to invest in infrastructure projects that will catalyze economic development, create jobs, and strengthen local transportation networks. In Lawrence County, Highway 37 is currently being rehabbed, and plans for the Mid-State Corridor include proposed routes using Highway 37. In Sullivan, a $1 million NDOT community crossing grant will help make ADA-compliant sidewalk and road improvements. A great deal of work has been done to the transportation system in Daviess County and Washington as part of the multi-million-dollar Business 50 Streetscape project, and the Odin-Candleburg Road project in the eastern part of the county is in its final phase. In Greene County, Linton is searching for a location for a wholesale power provider, and the Indiana Municipal Power Agency has plans to place a small solar park in the community. Greene County also recently completed a $3.5 million stormwater improvement project throughout 8 different areas of the community. In Martin County, the town of Crane is working on a sanitary lift station project that requires the town to have all homeowners to have their laterals inspected and potentially replaced. Sullivan recently received 2 Okra grants totaling $2.5 million to address stormwater and flooding in downtown and to update the sewer lift station. The City of Washington and Daviess County was also awarded a $700,000 Okra grant this month for wastewater system improvements. The project will replace the wastewater treatment plant maintenance building. It will house the newly required chemical feed system along with the new chemical storage and pumps. Getting high-speed broadband and fiber access to all parts of our communities continues to pose challenges, but some promising work is underway. In Washington, RTC Communications is working on a multi-million-dollar fiber build-out, and Purdue's Extension's Broadband Action Team has a broadband strategy as part of its recently completed Quality of Place and Workforce Attraction Plan. In Greene County, Endeavor Communication is in its second year of a $5.5 million fiber optic project to run fiber throughout the entire community within 5 years. In Lawrence County, 2 local REMCs are in phases 1 or 2 of 3 to install fiber in the homes of all of their energy customers. In Martin County, all 4 units of government work together under one agreement to gain certified broadband-ready community status for the county. Their broadband committee meets regularly with the local REMC to move broadband forward throughout Martin County. And Sullivan recently received a CAPE grant to install fiber in all of its schools. We are pleased to invite Crane to join our local community events, celebrations, and festivals. One of the best ways for our community members to get to know Crane is to have an elevated presence at the events that are a point of pride and connection for our cities, towns, and counties. For some of these important opportunities, we will continue to send updates to Crane as dates become available. Dueling Pianos on February 15th at the Sullivan Civic Center. Sullivan's Next Career Day on February 26th. Senior events at Lawrence County High Schools. Community Cleanup Days in Martin County. Daviess County Career Fairs, which are happening in the first quarter of 2020. Logodi Summerfest in June. Shoals Catfish Festival and Parade in July. The Linton Freedom Festival and 4th of July Parade. National Night Out in Linton City Park on the first Tuesday in August. The annual Mitchell Persimmon Festival, which happens in September. Linton Fall Arts Festival, which is the second Saturday in October. The Linton Farmers Market on Saturdays from May to September. Washington's Veterans Day Parade in November. Collaboration on community corrections and SOAR adult literacy programs in Martin County. Because we often struggle with limited resources, there are very simple ways that Crane could help that would make a big impact. We would welcome and encourage the Crane community to participate in local programs such as helping students with FAFSA applications for college, simply volunteering at the library or youth organizations, getting involved with the Purdue Extension, 4-H councils, chambers of commerce, and tourism councils. There are a number of opportunities for Crane to get more connected to strategic planning activities. In fact, several of the Alliance membership communities, including Daviess County, the City of Washington, the City of Bedford, and Sullivan, are in the process of updating their strategic plans and invite Crane to participate to ensure compatible land use. Specifically, both the City of Washington and Daviess County are looking into updating their comprehensive plans. The Daviess County Economic Development Foundation is leading the implementation efforts of the recently completed countywide Quality of Place and Workforce Attraction Plan. One of the initiatives in their plan calls for an I-69 development plan around the Odin-Elnora interchange along I-69, and Daviess would welcome Crane's participation to ensure compatibility. The Lawrence County Community Foundation is working on implementation strategies for quality of place and community from the Lilly Endowment Gift number 7, and also the strategic planning effort underway at the Career and Technical Center. In Sullivan, the Wabash Valley Community Foundation has funded an educational alliance to develop a plan for population growth in the community. The Sullivan County Prosperity Institute is generating ideas for grants that will improve the region. And the City of Sullivan is serving as a pilot for the Indiana State University's Sustainable Cities program, which provides assistance in crafting trails and sidewalks, renovating buildings, and developing small business. Sullivan also launched Innovate Sullivan, which focuses on coding crash courses, community innovation competitions, high school career exploration, and a Launch and Learn innovation series. A local advisory board made up of Sullivan County entrepreneurs, business leaders, and forward-thinking individuals has been formed and will help steer the direction of Innovate Sullivan. Martin County has several very active planning committees, including the Shoals Beautification Committee, Broadband Ready Community Initiatives, and the Comprehensive Plan Committee, which has met monthly since 2017 to enact plans and prioritize top-tier plan needs, including addressing downtown and abandoned or dilapidated buildings. And committees in Martin, Greene, Daviess, and Lawrence counties will also be working actively to secure additional follow-on grants associated with their ROI, quality of place, and workforce attraction plans in the coming months. All of this information provides just a glimpse of what is going on within our communities, and we acknowledge the importance of ongoing communication with Crane in addition to these annual briefings so that we can ensure community growth that supports the military missions of the installation. An exciting step in the process of establishing more regular communication is the Memorandum of Agreement that we are celebrating today. The MOA, which is being signed by the Commander of Navy Region Mid-Atlantic, NSA Crane, the Alliance, and the 5 counties neighboring the installation, and the 2 incorporated towns within the military compatibility area, has formalized some key commitments to improve communication and collaboration. Thank you to everyone for participating in the MOA. The Alliance is incredibly proud to be a part of this historic milestone and for the opportunity to share this State of the Community briefing with you today. We look forward to the next annual State of Crane briefing. On behalf of the Alliance and our counties and communities, thank you.